overcast Tuesday evening in Circle City. Welcome to the WNBA on USA, presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. The fans are not letting the weather dictate if they're showing up or not. Showing up in royal blue because Caitlin knew royalty was in the building tonight. This is a Fever team on a 3-game winning streak. This is a Tempo team trying to snap,
work down and shoot around and passing the ball around to find an open shot.
Deflected and controlled now by Sykes. Into the body of Hull, lays it up and in. Jab step again, no look to Boston. And Boston gets the Fever on the board.
The big one.
Sykes gets to the hoop, the harm, and will head to the free throw line. Clark and Boston. Deep one from Clark to start things off. Here's Hull as she gets it to go. Harrison not shy on the three, that knocks down. Ushkaita running the floor. Might be the easiest bucket on the roll. Follows her own, blocked by Boston, and they're gonna get a jump ball. That is showing the strength of Aaliyah Boston this season. Ushkaita, here's Mitchell, lays that up and
Out for both of them in the end.
off the inbound, nice find to Mitchell. Here's Conde for three. That one is a beautiful shot.
And a much
Back cut from Sykes right down the middle of the lane, lays it up and in.
kind of trying to figure out how to get her back in the rhythm that she was playing with.
Boston inside, quick hook shot. Boston off the quick crossover, follows her own miss. How about Aaliyah Boston and her energy?
Taking her time.
Raven Johnson into the ball game for the Fever. Mitchell probing. Step through, over, off the window.
Kelsey Mitchell downhill, hard to stop unless you're going to bring the rotation over.
Mitchell attacking, probing, kicks. Johnson going baseline, 2 seconds, 1 second. Cunningham hits it! Here's Clark behind the back on Alman as she's going to get that to fall over the front of the rim at the buzzer. Here's Mabry, gets that to go off the wing this evening. Here's Ushkaita. Good poise to finish there. Ushkaita continues to be the hot hand, but it's stripped by Clark. Clark attacking, lays that off. Ushkaita kicks it. Harrison in the corner. Back-to-back triples for Toronto. 3-point lead here for the Fever. And they're going to count the back. Benlay to Harrison. Doesn't go. Good defense there by Timpson. Clark, low cross. Behind the back, no look. Timpson with the finish.
Oh my gosh, that block.
Harrison works off the screen from Sykes. Sykes rises from three. Gets every bar.
Like to get up and down, but when they are able to set into their half-court offense, they can get some good looks.
In-out dribble from Clark for the lay-in. Here's Harrison for three. That one, Boston sealing space and finishing.
Yeah, Boston does the right thing.
Clark now with it. Clark kicks it. Cunningham, pump fake, sidestep three. Sophie Cunningham hits. Mabry dribbles it off the foot of Cunningham. Up the floor. Cunningham under control.
Unforced errors by Toronto, and the Fever are rolling.
Boston lays it up and in. Mabry, that three goes. Mitchell had that stripped. Sykes going the other way. Conde comes back to Sykes. In the paint, hanging, gets that to go.
Ushkaita went out with her 4th foul. So that is big when you look at Julie Alaman, also not with the team on the bench right now.
Here she is, stretching from distance. That one looks good. Cross-court pass, here's Pui. 4 on the shot clock, Conde. A calming shot, too strong on the layup. Fever with a 5-on-4 here. Up the floor, Cunningham. Hits it! Mabry. Mid-range jumper goes. That's a bucket that Mitchell. Distance. Trying to turn the corner. Clark. Mitchell gets it back. Foul line jumper. That goes. Conde off the kick. The answer. Cunningham works off Hines Allen. Lines it up and knocks it down.
Available for Toronto to sub in.
Mitchell. Even with the defender and Nurse out. Turn in the corner. Kicks it in the corner. Here's Hines Allen. Baseline. Kick out. Cunningham. Yes! For the Tempo. Here she is again. And the fans absolutely love it. Poked away from behind by Conde, but Billings is with it. Lob inside to Boston as she lays it up and in.
Great job and great patience.
91-74 lead here. So we wish her well as Sykes as Clark got that layup to go. Here's Uskaida going into the body of Clark, gonna give her the bucket, the foul, and one more. Back tap, Conde with it. Conde attacking, count the bucket, and the foul. Maria Conde gonna head to the free throw line for Toronto. Season high 13 assists for Caitlin Clark tonight. Here's Clark from three. She's been trying to get that one all night.
She had Nelson and Dota pulled out on her, and she was just too tough. Clark on the floor. Meantime, Burke scores. Just her second. Take a look right here. Oh. Brittany Griner not going through her body. Should that qualifies as one of those.
Caitlin Clark got hit again. And once again, Brittany Griner was right in the middle of it. At some point, fans are going to stop calling this physical basketball and start calling it exactly what it looks like. Because when the same superstar keeps getting knocked around, when the same officials keep swallowing the whistle, and when the same names keep appearing in these controversial moments, it stops feeling random. It starts looking personal.
Spent a lot of time on this video, but Stephanie White needs to turn into Bobby Knight. Start throwing chairs. If a 7-foot player takes their shoulder and checks my point guard's face, I'm gonna be livid. I'm gonna be pissed off. 3 times, Griner took a cheap shot on Clark above the neck just this game alone. And she's done this in the past. She's hit her in the face. She's hit her with the elbow when she played for the Dream. Nothing new.
That is why this Fever versus Sun game exploded online. Not just because Indiana won, not just because Caitlin Clark dropped 25 points, not just because Sophie Cunningham went nuclear in the fourth quarter. It blew up because fans watched Clark take another brutal shot, watched the refs do nothing, and immediately said the same thing. Here we go again. The play everyone is talking about came when Clark was moving through the offense and Brittany Griner came across with heavy contact on a screen.
So what happened was this. So Caitlin Clark is playing defense. Brittany Griner lowers the shoulder and clocks her in the jaw. Like, I'm sorry, this is the shit that Conor McGregor did to Cowboy Cerrone that broke his face. Like, she drops her shoulder and then turns it in. Like, that is the only benefit of the doubt that you can give, is that Brittany Griner's 6'9" and maybe she didn't try to clock her in the jaw. But like, I'm sorry.
To a lot of fans watching the replay, it did not look like a normal screen. It looked like Griner moved straight through Clark's body, and the refs called nothing. No foul, no review, no warning, nothing. That is the part that made Fever fans furious, because this was not some random bench player involved. This was Brittany Griner, and this was not the first time her name has been attached to a controversial Caitlin Clark moment.
This is a... Like, I'm going to be real. The referees, there are 3 potential outcomes. Or there are 2 potential outcomes to this, what you could see. So, if the refs deem this as intentional, flagrant 2, out of the game. If the ref deems this as unintentional, flagrant 1. The refs didn't even call a common foul. And by the way, if the refs called a common foul, the refs go to the board and upgrade it to either a flagrant 2 or flagrant 1, depending on how they think, what they think about it at the time. My personal opinion, the dropping the shoulder into somebody is a flagrant foul, as seen by this. As seen by this one right here. Caitlin Clark literally got called. She did the same thing. She turned her shoulder, except got someone in the chest on the screen, and it was given as a flagrant foul.
Back in 2025, when Griner was with the Atlanta Dream, fans accused her of body-checking Clark during a game. Then Griner went to the bench and appeared to scream toward Clark from the sideline. People online broke down the clip, lip readers started weighing in, and the whole thing turned into another firestorm. So when Griner was involved in another physical moment with Clark, this time wearing a Connecticut Sun jersey, fans did not treat it like an accident. They saw a pattern, different team, different season, same target and same result. Clark on the floor or nearly knocked out of the play, and the officials acting like nothing happened.
She targets Caitlin Clark, but Caitlin Clark was getting grabbed the entire game and didn't get one free throw. Not one. She also got hit in the lip, had a little bloody lip going on before any of this even started, but she balled out. 25 points, 10 for 17 shooting, 5 3 balls. This is the best Caitlin Clark we've ever seen. She could have had 20 freaking assists. Her teammates can't handle her passes yet. Hopefully the chemistry builds and everything works out just fine.
And this is what makes the whole thing look worse. Caitlin Clark is the most watched player in the league. Every camera is on her. Every arena reacts when she touches the ball. Every defender knows where she is. Every referee knows where she is. So when Clark gets hit, grabbed, bumped, or shoved off her line, nobody believes the officials simply missed it. Fans believe they are choosing not to call it. That is why this game felt bigger than one moving screen. It felt like another example of the WNBA letting teams test how much contact Caitlin Clark can take before someone finally steps in. And Griner is a huge part of that conversation because her style is not subtle. She is big, physical, and when she leans into contact, it looks different. It does not look like normal guard pressure. It looks like someone trying to send a message. And fans are tired of Clark being the message. If Griner wants to play that kind of bruising, overseas-style basketball, fine. But this is the WNBA. There are rules. A screen has to be legal, contact has to be controlled, and when a player keeps ending up in these viral moments with the league's biggest star, people are going to ask questions. Because Clark did not just get hit once in this game, she was being grabbed, bumped, and crowded all night. Connecticut clearly came in with a plan. Make her uncomfortable, make every cut painful, make every catch difficult, turn basketball into a fight. And somehow, Caitlin Clark shot 0 free throws. Not one. That is insane. You cannot watch the way Connecticut defended her and seriously believe Clark never earned a trip to the line. She was being chased everywhere. She was fighting through contact. She had defenders leaning on her, bumping her, holding her, and trying to wear her down. But the refs gave her nothing. That was supposed to be Connecticut's advantage. Get physical, push the limit, trust the refs to keep the whistle quiet, and hope Clark gets frustrated. But the Sun made one huge mistake. They forgot that angry Caitlin Clark is dangerous. Clark did not need the free throw line. She went 10 of 17 from the field. She hit 5 threes. She finished with 25 points while Connecticut threw everything at her. Every time the Sun thought they had her rattled, she answered. Deep 3, step back 3, catch and shoot 3. Another dagger. She did not complain her way into the game. She shot her way through it. And then the game got even more dramatic late when Clark picked up a technical foul. Afterwards, she admitted she deserved one of them, but she also called out the delay of game situation and said it felt like the official wanted to insert himself into the game.
The delay of game made no sense. It felt like Tyler wanted to assert himself into the game, and that was ridiculous. Not a point in the game he needed to call that. I went and got the ball, went off my foot off the scores table, and then he gave us a delay of game, which is a team technical foul, so you can ask Tyler. I don't agree with that.
That is a huge statement. Clark does not usually say things like that unless she is fed up, and by that point, why wouldn't she be? She had been hit, crowded, denied calls, and then punished for reacting. But this is where the story changed, because Connecticut spent so much energy trying to break Caitlin Clark that they forgot about Sophie Cunningham, and Sophie made them pay. In the fourth quarter, when the Sun were trying to claw back into the game, Cunningham exploded for 11 points in roughly 2 minutes.
Has Griner on her, which means Boston for the kick out. Another one! Clark gets it to Boston. Cunningham.
That was not just a hot streak. That was revenge basketball. Clark was drawing attention. Aaliyah Boston was making smart reads. Connecticut kept collapsing into the paint. And Sophie kept finding the open space. Then she started burying them. 3, big shot, another 3. Game over. That was the moment Connecticut's plan fell apart. They wanted to make Caitlin give the ball up. They wanted someone else to beat them. Sophie stepped up and said, no problem. That is why this win was so important for Indiana. It showed the league that the old blueprint might not work anymore. You cannot just hit Clark, trap Clark, frustrate Clark, and expect the Fever to collapse. Because now, Clark has help. Sophie can punish you. Boston can pick you apart. Kelsey Mitchell can give you 19. Monique Billings can battle inside. And Clark can still drop 25 without a single free throw. So yes, the Griner moment matters. Yes, the history matters. And yes, fans are right to ask why Brittney Griner keeps ending up in these physical, controversial moments with Caitlin Clark. Because from the Atlanta Dream to the Connecticut Sun, it keeps looking like Clark is being targeted, and the league keeps acting like it cannot see it. But the best part? It still did not work. Griner brought the contact, Connecticut brought the pressure, the refs brought the silence. And Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham brought the explosion. Indiana won 85-75. Clark got hit and still cooked. Sophie came in and shut the door, and Brittney Griner had to watch the whole thing fall apart right in front of her.
Connecticut's leading scorer, Brittney Griner, is back, and she's joined by Sanaya Rivers, Layla LeCon, Diamond Miller, and Aaliyah Edwards. We are up and underway from the Egan Sun Arena. Khan quickly off the glass.
Right out of the pit.
Clark, quickly, you can count it. Throws it on the outside.
You know what?
Griner dumps it down low, high-low action. LeCon, left open, takes advantage. Kicks it to Billings. And Hall, second chance opportunity. Boston Clark likes to shoot going left and does.
And she's got single coverage on her.
Kelsey Mitchell, same spot. Why not? Aaliyah Boston, no one picks her up. So good at creating. Back and forth between Mitchell and Clark. Shot clock keeps going. Mitchell all the way to the cup. Works out.
And a big part of that is the repositioning by Nelson.
Back to Mitchell. Billings, nice poise there. Make them guard you there. That's Johnson, drills it. Right off the bench. Drives baseline, nice reverse.
And goes out of that track.
Nelson to Dota. Putting a stamp on it early. Johnson got a hand on it. Morrow asking for it. Pounded it in the paint.
Now she looks on the floor, both ends.
And it translates. Here comes Rivers. Has to go quickly, just in time.
Understanding of what it takes to win.
Nelson Adota has been going to work.
Traffic, but it's the strength of just being really aggressive and attacking the basket.
Clark finding her way. That's what she does. Offensive rebounds. Timpson.
How they were so quick in passing and moving the basketball.
The zip from LeCon down to Burkham one. Created opportunities. Clark doing just that. Trying to get away from LeCon. Blocked by Rivers. She got up. Clark on the run. Looked at it, but gave it to Mitchell. Quick burst off the first step. Mitchell.
It doesn't go through. What a screen by Boston and a free up. And those are the things you just want to continue to work on how you're finding those looks.
Rivers on skates. Boston leading the charge. First step against Spears. Oh, looked at the rim. Gets it right back to Clark. To the cup. Mitchell cutting up against Griner. Clark on the inbound. Somehow she knew Mitchell would be open. 9-0 run. Miller behind the back, swatted away by Billings. Recovered by the Fever. Get there.
And that's a huge part of it, right in stride.
Brittney Griner up against Boston. Clark has LeCon on her. That's been the matchup so far. Fading, scoring. The versatility in her game. Right.
In theory, those are shots that you'd be more willing to concede.
Off balance by Billings. 2 minutes gone by in the third. Rivers already has 1 3 in the quarter.
An area LeCon is working on, improvements from the three-point line.
Trading three. LeCon into the toolkit. Edwards from the outside. Count it. Nice cut by LeCon. There you go. Clark and Mitchell playing off one another. And how did Mitchell get through? That's 2 blocks in a row. And a shot. Got to get it down to her. They do. The hook shot goes. Clark loses her defender.
or not.
Morrow met by 2. Yes. Doesn't matter. Ledger Walker met by traffic. Morrow couldn't get by anyone. Ledger Walker timely. McCann picks it up all the way. 2-point game.
How do you like that for focus?
Connecticut has the opportunity to take the lead and does. It's got a 1-point basketball game. Just about 8 minutes to go here in the fourth. We've got fever.
Coming out of the timeout, Boston against Griner. Big shot. What a strong play by Aaliyah Boston. Looks that the Fever want to get.
Clark, long range, got it. They go to Griner, kick out to Rivers. Needed that.
That's a tough shot. High tough sequence.
Just under 5 to go. BG down low.
You're Connecticut. That was a great run on the break.
Mitchell between the legs.
She had Nelson Adota pulled out on her, and she is just too tough.
Clark on the floor. Meantime, Burke scores. Clark gets it to Boston. Cunningham.
What a...
Clark has Griner on her, which means Boston for the kick out. Another 8-0 run by Sophie Cunningham alone. 30 seconds to go. This Fever team showing poise down the stretch. Oh, Morrow will put another one up before time winds down. Third win